Hey guys, welcome to Agree to Disagree, A2D. It's March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We got a four-person panel today because we had some big news in the NFL today we have to go over. If you haven't heard yet, Devante Adams is leaving Green Bay and he is now headed to play in Vegas. So, guys, it's one of those things where we kind of saw it coming, but we never actually thought it was going to happen. So it was one of those. It's Devante Adams, arguably best receiver in football, right? So we saw it coming. We saw the unhappiness in Green Bay. He said he didn't want to play on the $20 million franchise tag. So, BT, you kind of said it a long time ago, the tag and trade. So did you actually think this was a day that was ever going to come, or how do you feel about it, man?
I mean, we'd all be lying if anybody said it would, straight up. If once Aaron Rodgers we signed, we all were like, oh, well, it's a lock. Adams is back with them for a little while at least.
Yeah.
But the tag, man, apparently that really got to him because he obviously walked in there and said, I want out. And they accommodated him. They traded him to his boy, Derek Carr. And then the rest is history, man. This is one of the biggest, craziest trades I've ever seen, like for a guy, the best receiver. Hit that, big dog.
Hey, it's St. Patty's Day, bro.
That's right. That's right, man. That's for Devante getting away from his Vikings twice a year. That's for you to get the hell out.
You know what? This is the first time that I didn't even think about that. So thank you for that. I didn't even think about that.
That's what that was for right there. And he's with his buddy. This is the exact team that we said that if it were to happen, that was the team. We all kind of knew it if it was going to be a team. And the Packers did right by him, man. They traded him to the place that he wanted to go. And we're going to see, man, that AFC West just got even fucking crazier. But, yeah, man, we got our two boys. Chris, welcome to the show. You haven't been on in a while, my big dog. How's it going?
Yes, sir. Good, brother. Good. Kind of. Little dysfunction over here.
Oh, shit. A sad day in Cleveland, huh? We're going to get to that in a minute. What do you think about this Devante news, man?
It was shocking. I was at work getting all these notifications on my phone. We were all shocked. Everybody's like, oh, Devante's gone. Devante's gone. Wait, what? As a Packers fans in the restaurant tonight, he's like, wait, excuse me? For what? What do we trade him for, huh? What? It was shocking, bro. All right, it's crazy. But he's, a Raider now. And like you said, with the AFC West, dude, it's going to get strong. It's already strong. It's getting stronger. It's scary, man. Every team in that division, dude.
Dude, for real. No shit.
Yeah, man. For me with Devante, I can appreciate this move by the Packers. I've kind of been saying it along the whole way. Like Devante,
about the ridges.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of threw that out. What you know about the ridges, bro? Yeah. But I'm real stoked for Devante. I think it's a good opportunity for him. He is the best. I'm not going to say he needs to go out and prove that he's the best, but I do think that if he's able to produce at 80, maybe like 80 to 90% of the same clip he did with Aaron, like he can solidify himself as a top 5 receiver of all time after that. Derek Carr is a downgrade. It's almost as if Devante's betting on himself just because he was done with Green Bay, bro. Like no one likes to be treated like a pawn. He knew what he was, but he's the best receiver in the game. And it was either a naive move by Green Bay to think that they were just going to keep him. But like Brian's pointed out, that's stupid to think a guy like Devante's even going to entertain that, right? He's not going to entertain the franchise tag. And that's why I feel it was an appropriate move that I can appreciate. It was safe to assume that, oh, Devante's his boy, right? Devante's going to stay. Dude, Devante never said that, so he goes out with his original guy from college. I feel like it's a new challenge, and I feel like the move will essentially go as far as Derek Carr can take it.
Yeah, you nailed it on the head, man. Like, I really don't think – I mean, Derek Carr obviously is a downgrade. But we haven't, other than Amari Cooper, like who have you really seen him throw the ball to in his time in
Crabtree?
Yeah, exactly. Like Crabtree wasn't a terrible receiver, but he wasn't an elite receiver. DA's that fucking guy, man. He is that guy. And they're gonna have a loaded offense over there now with Renfrow being the number 2, and then they have a good run game. I mean, they're going to be
the route running between those two, man, between Renfrow and Adams.
And now Waller.
Good luck playing man to man.
Waller. Yeah, Darren Waller at tight end. So
Jesus.
They're loaded, bro.
Okay, so what the stat that stood out to me about Vegas is they threw the ball down the field more than any other team last year. So they go after the big play too. They go after big chunks. And Devante Adams, yeah, he's kind of a route running magician, but he can hit those deep routes too. So Derek Carr is going to be looking for him. They have the chemistry. I mean, we talked about this on the show a couple of weeks ago, and Josh brought up he had already bought a house, so we already kind of saw it coming. Brian, you brought up the tag and trade; it kind of made sense, and then I brought up the Derek Carr connection. And DA's been talking about this for a couple of years now. So it didn't really surprise us. It surprised me that the Packers actually made the move, but it was a move that probably was going to happen. You heard him say stuff about not wanting to stay or play on the franchise tag. So I think this makes Devante. I don't know if it makes him scarier, but it definitely makes the Raiders really fucking scary in a division that, I mean, you look around the board, that AFC West is. We were talking
about a playoff team. Or the Raiders were just a playoff team, but with all the additions that have been made in that division alone, and then you got the conference. Are you think they can be another playoff team? You got the Broncos with Russell Wilson now.
Well, think about it. A couple of weeks ago, we would argue that the Chiefs were the best team in that division, and then for a moment, the Broncos were the best team in that division, and then for a moment, the Chargers were that best team in the division. After today, after the addition of Chandler Jones too, do the Raiders?
I was gonna say they got him.
The Raiders are third. I think they're still behind the Chiefs and Chargers, but I think they're third. I think they're better than the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean their defense. I mean they signed Max Crosby to a long deal too. Their secondary is pretty suspect, and in that division, when there's that many receivers and that many quarterbacks,
Rock Ya-Sin from the Colts in a trade. They sent over Yannick Ngakoue over to the Colts, and they picked up a corner. But I mean, they can hopefully draft a guy. But that when you got, it's a lot easier to cover when you got freaking Chandler Jones and Max Crosby chasing after.
Here's the problem now.
Third and fourth rounders now,
they don't have a first or second.
Yeah, third and fourth rounders.
So yeah, you're looking at deep in the draft. I mean, that's something that they could go out and maybe get a veteran like Patrick Peterson or something that's left on the waiver. But even that, I mean,
that's a destination now, dude. With DA there, with Carr there, with the offense like that, that's and the location in Vegas, the freaking Death Star. That's
why I ultimately say, man, this whole situation is pretty much how far can Derek Carr take this, because they done give the man a Ferrari. So
and how many comebacks has that dude had? He's been crazy, like one of the most in the league, dude. He steps up, man. He's got it now. This is it.
And you add Davante to that mix now. You just gave him the best receiver in football.
Derek Carr might fuck around and jump in that MVP conversation this year, boys.
You talk about the division, though. I think your mic went off, Chris. You talk about that division, though. I mean, all four of those quarterbacks. I mean, look at those four quarterbacks now. You retooled Derek Carr. Holy shit, that division is deep, man. I mean, Patrick Mahomes might be one of the best arm talents we've ever seen. And then Russell Wilson might be one of the best, all-around leaders we've ever seen. Derek Carr, I mean, yeah, at the end of the games, man, that guy brings it, and then don't forget about Justin Herbert. That kid's got some arm talent like maybe we've never seen before. So I'm gonna have my eyes glued on that division all year.
I can't really make that call on Derek. I mean, you can win you can come from behind in all the regular season games you want to. What do you do in the playoffs? How many times you've been there? That's ultimately how these guys are judged. And that ultimately that validates when you're asking for $40+ million a year.
Right. He had the Bengals on the ropes though. In Cincinnati, he had them on the last drive again, but they just fell short on that last drive. But man,
yeah, I mean Derek Carr and just fell short is kind of how they pair together.
To keep it on the Raiders though, and Devante, we're used to get to fantasy real quick. He's used to being number 1, 1A, 1B, arguably with Devante. Now he's never shared targets, right? He's never shared targets. He's never had anybody to share targets with. So for me, I think he actually takes a little bit of a hit because the Renfro connection is not going anywhere. The Waller connection is not going anywhere. If anything, they might even increase because they're going to see less coverage. So
And they
the
run the
whole
ball more
fantasy
than the Packers
perspective,
do.
I think Derek Carr's the only one that really gets elevated in a fantasy thing and this whole thing because now he's relevant. Now he was a kind of a waiver guy last year, in and out, but now he just got relevant for the quarterbacks.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, hey, I think it's good. I think it's good for football. I think the only thing it's bad for was the Packers, and we'll see how they respond with this. But
It's good for the NFC. Get
it's
him
great
up out of here.
It's great for the NFC North. Great for the NFC North. So, but yeah, we're gonna get into the how this impacts the Packers and how this impacts the entire NFC. And you talked a little bit about DA's fantasy going down. I agree with you. So, next video, guys, pay attention. Like and subscribe to the video. Pay attention because we got Aaron Rodgers coming up. We got other news that broke today. So make sure you watch those.